Good morning. I'm Taylor Upchurch. Today is Sunday, March 17th. The Kentucky Wildcats were down in Nashville yesterday facing the University of Tennessee. It was a loss for the Cats, but still an exciting day for Big Blue fans down in Music City. WYMT's Will Puckett has fan reaction following the game.
Up 8 with just less than 3 minutes to play in the game, Kentucky fans looked like they would be able to punch their tickets to another SEC championship game. However, it was all for naught as Kentucky lost on Saturday. And Kentucky fans, as they were leaving, had one thing on their mind: officiating, as both sides had one player sitting on the bench because they fouled out.
I feel terrible. I feel like Doug Shells gave him the game in the last 3 minutes and Tyler Hero did not walk.
I'm about to say, sucks. No excuse for the last bit.
Officiating was poor. Both sides it was poor, but especially more towards Kentucky. You know, it's always much better to lose in the SEC tournament than NCAA. I see Kentucky going to the Final Four.
So that's the topic on Kentucky fans' mind, is officiating. But as you heard there, Kentucky fans would way rather have an early exit from the SEC tournament than the NCAA tournament. We'll have to wait to find out where Kentucky goes. That answer will come in just a few hours. Inside Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
We'll have more on the game, including highlights, coming up in sports. And it's time once again for Hoops Hysteria on WYMT.com and your chance to play our NCAA tournament bracket game. You can also compete against some of the WYMT staff and also win a 65-inch smart TV. A $1 million prize will be awarded nationally if someone correctly picks all the games. You can register now and fill out your bracket as soon as the pairings are announced Sunday night. You have until 15 minutes before the first game on March 21st to sign up. And now let's check in with meteorologist Paige Noel for a look at your forecast this morning. Paige, what can folks expect as they travel to church this morning?
Well, Taylor, they can expect to still see those sunny skies, but also those cooler temperatures. But we are seeing those mostly clear skies as we look at our Stonecrest cam right now. Not a cloud in the sky. And as we look to our front porch, those temperatures very chilly into the upper 20s right now, and hopefully we'll start to warm up throughout the day, but most of us are getting in on those cooler temperatures. You'll see those upper 20s to lower 30s across eastern Kentucky, so very, very cold. Definitely going to need that heavier jacket heading out this morning, and I don't know about you, but I woke up to a little bit of frost on my car this morning as well. But as we look at satellite and radar, you'll notice really haven't seen any clouds throughout the overnight hours. We have remained dry. You're also seeing a little bit of snow up to our north and to our west, and that's because of a low pressure system that'll be moving to the north of us, and we'll see a cold front actually coming in a little bit later today and tomorrow. Now the good news is it keeps us dry, but it brings back those cooler temperatures for your Monday. We also have some scattered rain chances in the forecast. We'll talk about that and more coming up in just a little bit. Taylor.
Thank you, Paige. Officials say a death investigation is underway after a woman was found shot in Whitley County. The coroner tells us the woman was pronounced dead at Baptist Health Hospital in Corbin. We will continue to update you on this story as we learn more on WYMT.com. And Knox County deputies arrested a woman after they found drugs and more than $6,000 in the car she was driving yesterday afternoon. A deputy watched Paula Rourke from London, Kentucky, drive a car through a stop sign on Kentucky 3439 in Barberville. Deputies searched the car she was driving and found 20 Suboxone strips and bags of Neurontin. Deputies charged Rourke with several drug-related charges. And during Christmas time, Post 13 hosts their annual Shop with a Trooper event. Yesterday, they held one of their many fundraisers. WYMT's Lauren McCourt took a ride down to Knott County to see what they had planned out.
Many organizations have bake sales or host a 5K to raise money.
Well, we came down here last year basically for the cause.
But Post 13 found a unique way to bring the community together for a good cause.
We're out here, we're going to be conducting our ATV ride. It's the second annual ATV ride for our Shop with a Trooper program.
This year, more than 400 participants showed up to spend the day in the mountains.
It makes you feel good in here.
Yeah.
But also makes you feel good because you're out here, you're getting out in the woods.
Riding across 2 counties.
We'll probably be somewhere around 60 miles.
All to help children and their families in need during the holiday season. The money raised will buy presents for those in need come Christmas time.
It's just a fun way that we can get everybody in the community involved. Everybody enjoys ATV rides, and we've got a perfect setup up here.
Because not only do troopers protect us, they help us.
It means a lot to us to be able to put something into such a great cause.
With the success this event has brought Post 13,
The turnout we've had has been amazing, and we definitely plan on continuing.
they hope that it will continue growing.
As long as they're going to have it, we'll keep coming.
In Knott County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
After yesterday's ride, participants enjoyed a nice dinner as well as a raffle drawing. And nearly 250 people helped keep Dewey Lake clean this weekend. Since the early 1990s, this cleanup effort has grown each year. Multiple groups from the community pitched in, and even some kids helped out. Jenny Wiley State Park naturalist Trinity Shepard says it's important to involve children in the cleanup efforts.
So this is our chance to give back to the resource, which is our state park here at Jenny Wiley. And it's just very important that we pass this down from generation to generation.
At the end of the day, volunteers did not go home with an empty stomach or hand. A cookout was held and multiple prizes were given out. Each volunteer picked up at least 2 bags. Shepard says that adds up to about 15 to 20 tons of garbage. And further west, rescue crews and tactical vehicles searched for people stranded by rising floodwaters in Nebraska yesterday. The state's National Guard was deployed after rivers breached their banks a few days ago. Floodwaters aren't expected to recede until next week in some areas. In others, they'll continue to rise. More than 10 million people are under flood warnings. Other states dealing with flooding include Wisconsin, Missouri, Iowa, and South Dakota. And about 20 residents in the town of Dodge in Wisconsin have been displaced by flooding, according to the town's fire department. Several residents are at risk of losing their houses and belongings. CBS's Scott Behrens tells us why some of the town's residents say it's the worst flooding they've ever seen.
Never thought I'd ever see water like this down here on this farm.
Mike Hesley, a farmer in the town of Dodge, says the flooding on his field started a couple of days ago.
All the water melting and from all that rain we had, it's just more than it can handle.
Between the rain and snow melting from the surrounding hillside, Hesley estimates there's easily 3 feet worth of water on his farm.
It just came so much so fast that this is the worst we've ever seen.
As of now, his corn and grain haven't been affected, but that will change if the water gets any higher.
It's been going up since yesterday. Hopefully it'll stay cool at night so it kind of slows the melting down.
Even worse, the farm's cows are also in danger and they can't easily be rescued.
We have cattle below and they're still in the water, but they're going to be okay, because they got the sheds there that they can go into.
Still, they say they have it a lot better than their neighbors who are losing their houses.
The town is getting the brunt of it, I think.
Several of the streets near the Trempealeau River are completely flooded, leaving many of the town's buildings uninhabitable. But no matter how bad the flooding gets, Hesley says the town will get through it.
I think we're going to be okay. Everybody just, helps each other out always in a time like this. Everybody pulls together.
Neighbors say they heard a loud explosion just moments before Lilly Fire and Rescue was called to a house fire. Here is video a viewer sent us. It happened at the Park Hills Road and Pace Lane intersection Friday night. West Knox Fire Rescue helped extinguish the fire. Corbin Police Department and Kentucky State Police were also on the scene. Officials say there are no injuries reported at this time. And the Kentucky Court of Appeals overturned a $21.7 million judgment against a helicopter company regarding a crash that killed 3 people in 2013. A federal investigation blamed the crash on pilot error, but 8 family members of the victims blamed the crash on a defect in the main rotor blade of the helicopter. A Clay County jury sided with the victims' families. And a Kentucky man accused of installing a video camera in a family's bathroom now faces additional felony charges. The Messenger-Inquirer reports 41-year-old Ryan C. Lloyd is now charged with promoting a sexual performance by a minor, along with other charges. Police say a family hired Lloyd to fix a light fixture, and a few days later, the family discovered a camera wired to the light. And downtown Pikeville started celebrating St. Patty's Day early, and it was filled with green yesterday evening. Local food vendors and crafters set up to show off their goods. If you were feeling creative, there were art classes available. Mama Said String Band provided some entertainment along with the U Pike School of Dance. Andy Litton with the City of Pikeville says it's important to put local businesses in the forefront of everything they do.
Keeps the money local, keeps everything in town, keeps everything here locally. That's why we like to get everybody downtown.
There was also a 5K race. Runners were given free green beer mugs after completing the race. Litton says their next downtown event will be held in June. And coming up on Mountain News this morning, as part of a French protest yesterday made for the 18th straight Saturday that Yellow Vest demonstrations took place. And later in sports, semifinal Saturday for the SEC tournament didn't provide the outcome Kentucky fans were hoping for. Hear from John Calipari and the players coming up.
And sunshine returns for your Sunday, but what will those temperatures look like today? We'll break down that full forecast next.